Hello and welcome to my little recording here about my talk of how digital product passports can enable the circular economy. So this is a super important topic to make it possible to recycle products more and better in the future, and how we get to this, because today we don't have really the information on the recycling side to recycle the material. Because we're lacking the information. And how we bring that additional information in the world is something that we are looking at here at Spherity. And in particular, we're looking at the digital product passport, which describes a digital product in particular. My name is Susanne Guth-Orlowski, and I'm Chief Innovations and Solutions Officer here at Spherity. Just a short introduction to Spherity. It has been founded in 2017. The founders are Carsten Stöcker and Michael Röther. Our official location is in Dortmund, Germany, but we also have founded a daughter in the US, in Dover. And the main thing that we are looking into here at Spherity is decentralized digital identities. So we bring secure identities to humans, but also to companies, to products, to processes, or any other thing that you can identify. And with this identities, you can issue trusted and verifiable information about that identity. And of course, in our example here, we're talking about digital products, giving them a digital identity, and making statements about products that are verifiable and trusted. Our key industries and partners that we work with are in the pharmaceutical industry, in life science, public, mobility and energy. We have launched a product with decentralized identifiers and verifiable credentials in the pharmaceutical industry, implementing the Digital Supply Chain Security Act in the pharma industry. We work with partners, obviously, that have a lot to do with the supply chain, which is, for example, SAP or RFXL. And of course, we're cooperating with Amazon Web Services, as the services that we build are cloud services, cloud wallet. We're also working closely with identity providers because the technology we do, a wallet technology, only is meaningful with companies that give you an identity and give you certificates that you trust. And those are the trusted companies that we work with Legism in the pharma industry in the US, with Bundesdruckerei and D-Trust here in Germany, with the GLIFE organization, the Global Legal Entity Identity Foundation, and the Bundesanzeiger Verlag in Germany. We're a member of the Global Battery Alliance, and Spherity is a certified company. We're SAP certified. We're also part of SAP IO. We are ISO 27001 certified, as well as certified by Vericode. Now, coming to self-sovereign identity or decentralized identities, let me give you a short introduction about what digital identity actually means. So, like today, you still have your wallets where you have all kinds of passports or membership cards in there. As you can see here on the example, you have maybe your driver's license there, your identity card, your band card, your insurance card in your personal wallet. But then you also, somewhere at home, you have your diploma certificate, maybe a work certificate and other certificates that you hold that are very important for you. That all describe you, by the way, and form your digital identity or form your identity. And what we do with the technology that we offer is we move those passports and identity cards about you from the physical world to the digital world. And we do that not only for people, for humans, but also for companies and and products and processes and so forth. And the reason why then someone would trust you is because he could see a digital certificate and can verify that it comes from a trusted party. Just as it is today, when you show your physical passport at the frontier and the country would let you in because it has been issued by the German government in the end, or by the Bundesdruckerei. Now, what has this to do with our circular economy? Well, the Green Deal that we are implementing in Europe at the moment is mandating companies to go new ways. And to reach the goal of the circular economy, we need to have more product information. And with the digital product passports that we're talking about, digital product information, we can overcome the lack of information in the industry and therefore recycle more products, or recycle them better, or even reuse them, repair them. And also we can reach other goals such as the zero pollution goal or toxic-free environment. Coming to the digital product passport, the first regulation that is mandating the digital product passport is the battery supply chain. So it's a new battery regulation. Here, please see a very simplified value chain of the battery supply chain, starting with the lithium supply here, for example. On the left, the lithium supplier is producing lithium and has some product information about his lithium, how it has been produced, if he has recognized standards around human rights or environment, and what the raw material contains and so forth, and all this information what he is commercially also responsible for as commercial actor, he would issue as a raw material certificate. That is more or less his own product passport about his own product. Now, going along the supply chain, the next manufacturer is, or the next actor is the cell manufacturer, who takes the lithium, puts it together to cells, and then makes a statement about his product in the cell certificate. The cell certificate includes also information about what raw material has actually been used in the cells, and therefore links from his own certificate to the used material certificate. Then the battery producer, who finally puts the battery on the market, would issue its own certificate about the product, and again refer to the previous certificates, the cell certificate, the raw material certificate. Then the battery product passport is ready, the simplified one. As you can see, it's the data space here with all the different records about it. Then there may come another step where the Ministry of Environment would audit this product and then issue sustainability certificates, such as the Blauer Engel here in Germany, which again is added to this product information here, adding another certificate to the battery product passport in this data space. Now, the battery passport is ready and can be used from different parties from the outside, can be used from end consumers, but here in our example, trying to enable the circular economy, it's being used from the battery recycler on the very right. Now he accesses the entry point with the identifier that the battery producer has put on the market, and from there receives all the information that he needs to recycle the battery. And what he can do, he can go along the chained certificates of this battery, at the end finding some information about the raw material in this battery, and then is able to recycle it. And with this, obviously enables the circular economy. For example, if someone has to verify and show that he or she has been working only with raw material suppliers that respect the environment and human rights, the raw material certificate points to the issuer, and then the actor can actually make an additional query about who issued the certificate, about the lithium supplier in this case, and see, the lithium supplier additionally has an ISO 26000 or 14001 certificate in his wallet, which tells us that he has been working according to rights and regulations. And then we can even have a look who issued the certificate. This certificate has been issued by a known auditor or by the employee of a known auditor, and therefore I can also trust this information. And with this mechanism, you can add more and more security layers as is required by the industry to complete all the information that you need to have about this product. So summarizing the characteristics of a decentralized digital product passport is on this slide. Basically, as shown, the decentral product passport is a pool of information. It's a set of records about a product or a product batch. The product passport is decentrally stored, meaning every actor is actually storing their certificates where they want to store it and manage it. And they're not all kept in the same location and not kept centrally. Don't have to be kept centrally. And I think a very important thing here is that the certificates are issued by the product owners that are responsible for the information. So the commercial actors that can also be held liable for information they give out about their product. The information they give out is verifiable, non-repudiatable, and modifiable. Well, what does that mean? Because they sign the certificates that they issue, the signature is verifiable. And what does it say if the signature is verified? First of all, it says who signed it, and I can look up who this was, that it wasn't changed, so the data is still in the same way that the issuer has made it. And the issuer cannot deny that he has actually issued that information. So those are the three services that we are getting out of it. And in the end, what the product passport then is for the users, it's a compliance and audit tool where different actors or different users can actually use it for their needs. The customer maybe wants to understand where can I dispose the battery, and then the recycler can understand what's actually the components of the battery. And here, as you have different user groups, you could also establish an authentication method that says, a normal customer can all read the public information, but a recycler may only see, if you want to see the raw material, you have to be a recycler, authorized as a recycler, and then you can see more information than just the normal end customer. And with this mechanism, with the digital product passport, can be a supply chain transparency tool, and with all the information that it gives you, enable the circular economy. What are the advantages of the decentralized digital product passport, maybe in comparison to a central platform of an industry that holds all the information that is needed for a certain product? Well, first of all, it's confidentiality, which is a very big argument in the supply chain. No one actually wants to reveal how exactly the supply chain looks like and what ingredients exactly you want to use. You don't want to make that open maybe to the consumer or not to the competitor. So every actor is allowed or enabled to keep the product information with himself and also manage it. The cost to participate at this decentralized product passport will be very low because it's built on standards, first of all. And then as part of the Gaia X project, all roles and all technology that you need for it will be implemented as part of a research or a funded project, and will be available at the end in the end of 2022. So that means you can take those reference implementations, which are freely available, and just participate at the system. And by the way, Spherity is also participating here, implementing the notarization API as part of these federation services, and then will open source it so that everyone can use it. Inclusivity means that everyone is included. As said before, I can just, with my wallet, I just can create my own identity, I can issue my product information, and this way participate at the system. There's no need to onboard me on a centralized platform or the like. The solution is fully based on standards, which has been standardized by the W3C, verifiable credentials and decentralized identifiers. And this allows the highest possible adoption across all industries. One additional point which just got clear for us in the last month is that with this decentralized setup, you don't need a central system. Because, for example, for the battery industry, then who would run a central system that shows all battery information? Would that be the Global Battery Alliance or the government? Well, this is not needed if you keep your information for yourself and just show it on request. What we need would be a governance, which could be run by the Global Battery Alliance, which says which information needs to be part of the product passport and which standardized records should be used to describe it, what semantics should be used. This is something that a governance would do and a Global Battery Alliance could do, but there's no central system needed. The system set up like this has an enormous flexibility because you can easily add new information in form of a verifiable credential. You can easily add new companies in the supply chain, which change all the time, right? And this is showing the great flexibility of the technology. A lot of people always say that, it's very difficult to set up such a system because you don't know who did put data in and how good it is, and they want to avoid the garbage in, garbage out point. But because every data here is signed by an actor in the system, it's absolutely verifiable and increases the trust and the verifiability of the product passport information. One point that is also advantage for this approach is that you can start with small pieces of information. You don't need to build a system that covers everything in step one. You can just say, okay, the battery passport now includes a record about the raw material that's in there, and this maybe comes from the raw material manufacturer, and start with it, and then the recycler already has much more information than he has today. Then in the next step, the cell manufacturer could add a certificate saying, by the way, this is the glue that can hold all the cells together, and then the product manufacturer of the battery can add a description of how to disassemble the battery and add new information about how to dispose it. But this can all happen one after the next step, and it doesn't have to be built in a complete big system at the beginning. So here we can start with quick wins and then improve the system over time. How would a digital product passport look like for a user? Well, for the battery example, it will have a QR code. You scan it in, and it leads you to a product page. And the product page can have public information, such as what kind of storage it is, who has it produced, where to dispose the battery and so forth. But it can also have private information that you can't see like this. You would have to show your own authorization in form of a certificate yourself or some other access control mechanism to retrieve that private information. And you can also verify certain information, meaning you can verify, who has issued this product passport. Is it really the automotive manufacturer, or is it someone else who's maybe fake? And this way, basically have everything on one place to get all the information you need, no matter which user you are. So that's how the product passport technology would look like that we're currently building. Parts of it have already been implemented in our product in the US. For authorized trading partners, please have a look on our website how this looks like. And with this, I would say thank you for your attention. Thank you for sneaking in. Thank you for staying until the end. And if you disagree to the approach or see issues or problems or love it, please give us some comments and get in touch, because this is new, this is still developing, and we're thankful for all inputs that we can get. Thank you very much.